Hello, hello, welcome. Today's video is going to be super exciting. I'm so glad to have you here. And we're talking about how to be a woman with crystalline confidence. And a woman with crystalline confidence has crystalline clarity. So that's what we're going to discuss today. So you can be that woman because deep down inside of you, you have her. She's just a little buried. So if you'd like to know more, my channel is all about empowering women, helping them level up and be the best version of themselves, who they were born to be. I also kind of specialize in helping burnt out women achieve glowing and radiance again after being burnt out. Because I know how you high achievers are. We're all about the work. And that is super important because most people don't have that. But what we need is to use a little bit more of our feminine side. And using both of those in conjunction, you're unstoppable. So, let's begin. So what is a woman with confidence? What do you picture? Kind of think about that. Because it's different for some people, or some things can be the same. You know, like some women, they think what confidence is I need to show everyone and tell them all the things I have accomplished and tell them why I'm good enough to be with them and all my goals and achievements and just really going off of that. We know those people, right? They're always trying to prove how good they are and they think that is confidence. Like for people talking about relationships and they say a woman needs to be confident or men love a confident woman. I mean, we think of it in a different way than what men mean. So we take it in the way of, oh, what is confidence? Well, confidence means I'm really good at my job. I'm the CEO. I'm like this big boss queen. I'm like all of these things. Because that's what impresses women. But what impresses women is not what impresses men. What men mean when they say a confident woman is something completely different. A confident woman for them is a woman who is effortlessly herself. She is confident in who she is, meaning she is comfortable with who she is. She knows her flaws, she knows her good sides, and she accepts and owns all of it. She is unbothered. She's not like a pick me, choose me, like you have to be with me. She's not a clingy type. Confidence is a woman who's just confident in herself. She doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, who is? You know, even the people who say they have the perfect bodies, like on Instagram or on TV, it's all photoshopped. And there are some people with maybe beautiful bodies, but maybe they don't have a beautiful spirit. And it's that spirit that is the most important, your character. So that's what a confident woman is. She's just unbothered by people. Like people can say whatever, and it just rolls off her back. Doesn't take another thought of it. She could care less. That's what I want you to be. And I know that's super hard because we as women, we're programmed to be people pleasers and to make other people happy. And of course, that is all good things in a certain sense, but of course, too much of anything is not good. And we can take that to an extreme by over-giving and just being the people pleaser that no one finds attractive. You know, actually being a nice girl is actually quite manipulative because why are we trying to be so nice? So that they like us? Well, why do we need to feel so much to be liked? Why do we need them to like us? We should be sweet. If you want to do something for someone, do it from yourself as a gift. But don't do it so that they like you or anything like that. Because that is not truly giving. Giving is giving, not I'm going to give so I can get. And I think you guys understand that. But yeah, leave the people pleaser, the nice girl, the doormat, leave that behind. A confident woman is not one of those things. Of course, she is very sweet. She's a leader, so of course that means a leader serves the people. But you don't need to do that fake humbleness or whatever it is. And I know where it comes from, because when we were in the tribal days, like thousands of years ago, to stay in the tribe, we had to make sure everyone was happy with us, because if we did something to make them unhappy and they kicked us out, we would die, because in those days you needed the whole tribe to survive, like going out hunting, surviving, being together, the fire so that animals don't eat you. So that's where that trauma comes from. It's like in our DNA, and we just have to work with it. And once you can work with it and overcome it and become that confident woman, doors will open. You will feel so good about yourself. It's all around a good thing. So let's get into the points. So be effortlessly unbothered. I know it's easier said than done, but just don't care. Like, if someone doesn't like what you're wearing, well, that's on them. Maybe I don't like what you're wearing too, it goes both ways, for someone else. And as long as you know what you're doing is right, and that you've talked to God about it, and you're feeling you're in His will, well, then who cares what anyone else says? Like, God puts a dream inside you. He doesn't put that dream inside of everybody, and that's why everybody else can't see it. That's why everyone else maybe doesn't understand you. And why would you want them to understand you? Sometimes when people try to understand me and they're like, oh yeah, this purse is so you. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like when people try to understand you in a certain sense, it's kind of like creepy. Like, no, that isn't even me. I don't know where you got that from. Of course, be sweet and all that about those things. But you know what I mean. You don't need people to understand you. Your tribe, your perfect people will. And the rest of people, it's fine. They have their own tribes they can hang out with. So I'm looking down because I have my notes so I don't miss the points that I wrote out for you guys. So another point is what someone says has everything to do with them and not about you. What someone says has everything to do about them and not about you. So if someone has road rage on the road, or cuts you off, or someone isn't treating you good, or says something to you, or is like, why are you wearing that? Or why did you say that? Or all these things. It has nothing to do with you. It's because they are projecting what they are feeling inside themselves. So if someone calls you ugly or all the other mean things people can say, they're actually calling themselves that. It's coming out from inside themselves. So we can have compassion for those people, but do not let what they say bother you, because it has nothing to do with you. Okay, now the next point is, if you are triggered, it's something in you that needs to heal. It has nothing to do with the other person. So if there's something that you are insecure about, then when someone says something about that, you will feel triggered. You will feel attacked. You'll feel that gut reaction. You'll tense up. You'll feel triggered. Whereas if it's something you're not even bothered about, like if someone tries to, make me mad by calling me, a black or something, I'll be like, that isn't even a mean thing to say to me, because I'm not that, I am of a different culture. So that, like, when something has nothing to do with you, it doesn't bother you. So if something is triggering you, it's because something in you needs to heal. The other person is there just to bring it out in you so you can heal. So be excited about triggers, because that's how we can heal ourselves. That's how we know, oh, that's something I need to work on and work through and see what is my base belief about that is making me all uptight about this, and how can I adopt the opposite empowering belief that is actually the truth, so that this doesn't bother me again. And I go really deep into this in my course, Divinely Favored, of exactly how to work through your triggers. It's a super easy 6-step process, but most people don't know it and don't use it. So they're walking around full of triggers and insecurities, and I don't want that to be you. So go check it out if that's what you're interested in. And let's move on to the next point. Don't care about what others say and do. Be unbothered, like you could care less. And the more you can be like that, the more people will actually try to please you. It is the weirdest thing. And I know because I was so much of a people pleaser and nice girl and trying to make everyone like me and do everything for other people and be the best I was at what I did so that parents would be happy or other people would be like, oh wow, you're working so hard, or whatever I was trying to do. It was crazy. Of course, being able to accomplish things is a good thing, but taking it to that next level of over-pleasing, over-giving is not. So just be unbothered. The people who are unbothered, people try to please them. Like I have a friend, she's just so unbothered. Sometimes it bothers me, she's so unbothered. It just shows me I have to get to another level. And like you could say things to her or not, and she could care less. She doesn't get triggered. She's just like, yeah, that's what you think, or whatever. And the more she's like that, the more other people try to please her and make her happy. Whereas if she would be the one that's always trying to give and make someone else happy, everyone would be treating her totally different. It's amazing how our energy changes the way other people treat us. And if someone is not treating you good and is constantly overstepping your boundaries and is just not a healthy person, like it's a person from your past, not someone that's going to help you in your future, let them go. Stop taking their phone calls, stop answering them, stop seeing them, just drop it. They have their own friend circle. They're not going to be lonely just because you leave. But you need to take control of your life because you're the CEO of your own life and you can't let anyone else get in the way of that. You need to let go of the people who are not good for you so you can have room for the ones who are. So I know it's hard, but it is so important. And of course, if someone is abusing you, totally get out. I know that's easier said than done, again. But really, life is so short. Don't deal with those things, okay? Now, a confident woman has crystalline clarity. She knows what she must do for herself so that she is confident. So like, maybe if she's just in her gym clothes all day, she might not feel so confident. But if every morning she has her routine of she takes a shower, she does her quiet time, she has her praying time, her reading time, and then going over the woman she wants to be, like visualizing it, living it out, how she's going to interact with people through the day, and all of those things. And then she goes out into her day. Well, she has crystalline clarity of what she needs to do to feel her best and be confident. Because, we all know when we feel more confident and when we don't. So write the things down that makes you feel confident. Like, is it something that makes you look nice versus the thing you go out to the barn with and going out to town with that? Kind of make some notes of it. Become self-aware. And you'll be amazed at how far it gets you. And a confident woman, she is not jealous of other women. She knows she's the most beautiful woman that walks into any room. Of course, this doesn't have to be true, but it's all our beliefs that make something true. Like there are women out there that think they're the most gorgeous people, and maybe some people think they're not. And then there are others who think that they're so ugly and everyone else is like, no, you're the most beautiful person. So we see all that matters is just the belief. So she is not jealous of other women. She doesn't feel threatened by other women. She knows what is meant for her will come to her. It's all under control. God's got it. She doesn't need to compete. Okay? I know this is a hard one, but just walk into the room like you own the room. And that energy will affect everyone else. And so the last point is a confident woman has crystalline clarity of who she is and what she wants. So that's what I want you guys to do after this video, is take some time for yourself. I know we can spend all that time in social media or doing things that don't help us, but just take a few minutes and write down, like your confident woman, who she is and what she wants. So write down, who is she? What are her character traits? What does she do? What does she say? How does she treat people? What does she look like? How does she feel like? And what does she want? Be honest with yourself. And God is abundant. We don't need to be like, no, he can't give that to me, or no, that's impossible. Like, all things are possible with God. God loves us. We are his little children. Like, we see how parents love their kids. They want to give them everything. Of course, everything that is good for them. And that's the same thing that God does. And it's like that story of a fish in the ocean. And he's like, no, I have to be careful not to swallow too much water because there's not enough. Like, if I swallow too much water, the ocean might disappear. Like, no. There is so much water in the ocean, no matter how much that little fish could drink, it won't empty the ocean. And that's how it is with us. So, a confident woman, she knows her worth. She knows she's worthy just because she is God's child. She doesn't need to prove it. She doesn't need to be in someone's face proving it. She doesn't need to be begging other people. No. She just embodies it. She is worthy. And if you want more help with that and want to go deeper, we go super deep in this in my course, Divinely Favored, which I'll leave in the description box below. And it is going to be amazing with helping you go from how you are now to being that confident woman that you were born to be, that who God made you to be. And I'm so excited to share that with you all. And I hope this helped you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.